Hello and welcome. I'm Hedy Lucre Impens and I'm going to speak to you about the concept of community and introduce you to the artwork Gather as One by Sarita King, as it's a beautiful representation of how people come together to create community. Community is the many threads of connection that weave through our lives, connecting us to our people, our land and our society. These threads knit together to create a tapestry of who we are and where we belong. Community is revealed through connectedness and social collaboration. In embracing community, we honour the knowledge, understanding and culture that other people bring with them from family and kin into our school community, sporting group or neighbourhood, where we are part of a greater whole together. For the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples of Australia, community is their connection to people, past and present, to land, plants and animals, and is integral to their Indigenous identity. Community is where you belong as well as where you live. It is your family, your land and your place in the world. Bartley and colleagues explain community as the most frequently used term to refer to our Aboriginal colleagues and the land upon which they live, and is an all-encompassing term evoking a sense of togetherness and a strong connection to place and country. In order to embody community, teachers need to embrace this togetherness and connection, understanding that community is more than just our students and colleagues, but also includes all the various community members that contribute to and interact with our school, and validates the view that the Indigenous community are the custodians of the land on which our school is located. Acknowledging, inviting and including community in our classroom and in our schools is imperative, as it allows us to honour the land, its people and its story, just as Indigenous Australian culture does. Through this process we teach and we model that to live here, we do so on a bountiful land that we share. Incorporating Indigenous knowledges into education normalises indigeneity in our curriculum, which will help us to meet the AITSL Teaching Standard 2.4, which is to understand and respect Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, and to promote reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australian. And as Harrison and Selwood suggest, it can also help both the teacher and the student to avoid the perpetuation of stereotypes of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. The artwork that I share with you today is called Gather as One by Sarita King. It was created by Sarita as a representation of the Australian netball community. Sarita has drawn on her experience as a high-level netballer and synthesised it with her Indigenous artistry to create this painting that is a perfect illustration of how community come together as a whole. As you will see, Sarita begins by establishing who her community is and how she has brought that with her to the wider community of netball.
I'm Sarita King. I'm a Gurindji woman. My Indigenous family is all based around Katherine, from Katherine, Mount Isa way. Grew up in Darwin. My non-Indigenous side of the family is actually from England, so I've got Aboriginality on one side and English on the other. So for me, as a netballer, I think the project was spot on, and deciding on what to paint and the story to bring into it. For me, netball was like an extension of your family. I used the central icon and then the travelling circles all coming together, and then you can see all the people around the outside coming together for that one common thing. And I mean, that's what sport is, that's what netball was for me. If you grab a ball, make sure you share it with a friend, maybe someone you've never spoken to before. That's what netball is all about, and I hope we've got a long future ahead of us and incorporating, all cultures.
Sarita explains further how this coming together forms a bond between all community members that remains strong, even when everyone returns to their geographical locations. It is these relationships and bonds that continue to support every member of Netball Australia. Just as demonstrated in Gather as One, in classrooms we can acknowledge and value community, growing from our diverse geographical origins, and come together in support of each other in the school community as one group. All cultures and belief systems can be bonded, sharing an understanding of our connections with our place in this land and the people in it. By modelling our inclusivity and the acknowledgement of Indigenous knowledges, by inviting members of diverse communities in our classroom, we help to normalise Indigeneity. Beginning with ourselves, we model acceptance and willingness to learn, and so the real experience of welcoming difference is embraced and perpetuated through education and through our actions as teachers. Thank you.